Does your dog stiffen, cower, or hide when you bring out their harness? I know how stressful that can be for both you and the dog because my dog did too, and it's something that I commonly see with clients' dogs. I've been filming a leash reactivity video with Lumen, and I quickly realized he was terrified of his harness. I found out that he would normally hide under the bed when he saw his harness. In this video, I'm going to show you how he took his response from fear to excitement. There can be various reasons that your dog might be scared of the harness. For Lumen, he didn't like it touching him, whereas for my dog, she didn't like the sound of the buckles. Regardless of the reason that your dog dislikes the harness, I'm confident that these steps will work. With a harness fear as severe as Lumen's, I knew that the conditioning would take a couple weeks. We live too far apart for me to work and film with him every single day, so I'm going to be demonstrating the steps with my dog. These are the exact steps that I personally followed with my dog, had Lumen's guardian do with him, and have had many clients complete in the past. They work. Every dog is different, so during each step, I'm going to tell you how you'll know when your dog is ready to progress. It's very important that you go at your dog's pace. We're going to use treats to build a new conditioned emotional response, so make sure that you're using something that's very high value to your dog. The analogy that I like to give my clients is that I'm terrified of spiders, but if $10 fell from the sky every time I saw one, eventually I'd be happy to spot a spider. Likewise, we can use treats to change your dog's response to their harness. Let's get started. For this training, you're going to need a bunch of high-value dog treats and either a loaded clicker or a loaded marker word. If those terms are new to you, I've linked tutorials for both down below. Step 1 is lured harness approaches. Put the harness on the ground in front of you. Without verbally encouraging your dog, toss a treat on or near the harness for them to get, then one farther away to give your dog a break. If your dog is stressed, you'll likely see them hesitate to approach, they'll move more slowly towards the harness, or they'll have a really long spine because they're stretching for the treat, but they're trying to keep their body farther away. You want to see no hesitation in approaching the harness before you move to step 2. When you're ready to progress through the steps, I still want you to do a few repetitions of each step that your dog has already mastered to warm them up. So if you're ready for step 2, still start with a few repetitions of step 1 as a warm-up. If you're worried about giving too many treats, you can use your dog's kibble for the steps that they've already mastered and save the high-value treats for the step that they're currently working on. Step 2 is any harness interaction without using a treat lure. Heads up that steps 2 and 3 are typically the ones that I see dogs struggle with the most. It is completely okay if you need to spend a week or two getting your dog comfortable here before you progress. This time, we want our dog to interact with the harness without that treat lure. Place the harness on the ground and say nothing. To start, mark and reward when your dog even glances at it. After that, slowly increase the criteria so that your dog has to slowly move towards and eventually touch or sniff the harness like my dog's doing. Make sure that you're seeing no hesitation or body rigidity before you progress. Step 3 is the same thing, but the harness is in your hands. Hold the harness out to your dog and mark and reward any interaction such as looking at it or sniffing. If your dog backs up at all, turns their head away, or if they have whale eye where you can see the whites of their eye, I want you to instead hold the harness stationary to start. I like to have the dog totally comfortable approaching the harness with arm extension before moving to step 4. The arm extension imitates real life where you will be moving your arms while putting the harness on your dog, so we want them to be okay with that. Step 4 is sound conditioning. Have your dog in front of you and buckle the harness so that it makes noise. If you see your dog lick lip, yawn, or look away, the sound is stressful for them. Condition the buckle noise by marking yes and giving a treat immediately after they hear it. Stay on this step until you stop seeing any fearful reaction. This is the longest step with my dog since she's incredibly sound sensitive. I want to take a quick break to thank Rocky Mountain Dog for giving Lumen this awesome fitting new harness. I personally use a Rocky harness with my dog, and we use this blue one for Lumen's training. I love Rocky harnesses because they fit well, they're multi-adjustable, and they have a front clip harness, which is really helpful if you're still trying to teach your dog to walk nicely on leash. I'm going to link them down below if you want to take a look. Step 5 is luring their nose through the harness. Have a few treats in your hand and use one to lure your dog's nose through the harness loop. Make sure that your dog inserts their own nose rather than you moving the harness towards them. Feed a couple treats to keep them there, then remove the harness. Repeat this until you see no hesitation from your dog. Step 6 is luring their whole head through the harness. We're going to repeat the same steps as step 5, but this time your dog needs to put their whole head through. Lure them through, feed a couple treats while they're there, then remove the harness. Again, repeat this until you're seeing no hesitation from your dog. Step 7 is resting the harness on their back unclipped. This time, lure your dog's head through the harness, then rest the harness on their back. Leave it there for a few seconds while either continuously giving treats or intermittently marking and rewarding, then remove the harness. Repeat this step until your dog doesn't appear rigid or bothered by it resting on their back. Step 8 is buckle the harness. This time, we're going to again lure their head through, rest it on their back, but we're also going to buckle it up. Give them a treat for inserting their head, then one after each buckle, then remove the harness. 2 things to note in this video is that my dog is trained to fix her own leash when it gets tangled on walks, so that's why she's lifting her paw here. She also lick lips, but in this case it's due to the proximity of chicken, not stress, as you can tell from the rest of her body language. Step 9 is the harness stays on and awesome things happen. This step is really important. Once you can comfortably put your harness on your dog, also show them that wearing it is awesome. The easiest way to do this is to give them a long-lasting treat like a bully stick or a stuffed and frozen Kong while they wear it to build strong positive associations. You'll notice that I don't personally phase out that treat lure for entering the harness during this process. My goal is to get the dog comfortable with the harness as quickly as possible, and then I worry about phasing out that treat lure later on. By working these steps at your dog's pace, you can get your dog over their fear with just 5 to 10 minutes of training per day. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Happy training!